Good morning, folks. Happy 4th of July. This is my Talent Tuesday post for Chris Christopherson page, but it's also my offering for today, for the 4th of July. In 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg was raging, and on July 3rd was Pickett's Charge, which was really the high watermark for the Confederacy. And on the 4th, Vicksburg, the major Confederate city stronghold in the West, if you were, fell. Two major turning points, happenings in the war. I admire people on both sides. I do not admire the Southern cause and its many reasons, but I certainly understand it, and there were wonderful, fine people involved on both sides, all sides. The Battle of Gettysburg was one of the great bloodlettings in the history of our country, on our country, because the Civil War was so unique to us that it was fought by us and on our ground. President Lincoln offered what I feel is perhaps the greatest American speech of all time in its simplicity and its simple elegance. And I'd like to share that with you this morning. Abraham Lincoln's The Gettysburg Address. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that this nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. There you go. Thank you for listening.